Hey, it's Rick, aka Concrete River if you like goofy mixing handles. Uh, Today, gonna go ahead and finish up the new Flavor West flavors that I bought. So I have Wild Berry Cobbler, S'mores, uh, Butterbeer, and Malt. So I have to apologize, video is a day late. I got way too much sun this weekend. It turns out that does some really weird things. So I've been pretty solidly nauseous for a couple days. But on the bright side, malt smells horrific. So this may go very poorly for me. But hey, at the very least, you get a watch. So these have all been steeped for about 2 weeks by this point. They're all being tested at 4%. I'm going to start with the easy stuff. We'll go for the Wild Berry Cobbler first. So right off the bat, that actually isn't bad. I've been a little bit let down by this run of Flavor Rest flavors, but I'm really not minding that. It has a good sort of mixed berry note, but not like a like children's medicine or like cheap candy kind of mixed berry note. It's a little bit darker, a little jammy. You actually get some of the jamminess from there, like an actual cooked like raspberry and blackberry mix. And yeah, you're definitely getting some cobbler out of that too, which is really impressive. That kind of like vaguely oaty cereal kind of cobbler vibe. Yeah, I'm actually excited for this one. It feels like maybe it needs a little bit more to really get going. The flavor's just a little bit light, and it's maybe a little bit sharp too. There's some warmth here, but there's also I don't I think maybe it's like a light floral edge of the berries, but it's hitting my palate just a little bit too sharp. But otherwise, doesn't really seem like there's anything wrong with this, which is kind of a success. Yeah, the berries aren't really overpowering. The actual cobbler part of it isn't overpowering. It seems like it's all fairly well balanced. I'm definitely getting some florals from the berries. At 2 weeks, I'm a little bit hesitant to say it's going to steep out too much more, but an extra week or two might end up helping. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I think maybe the cobbler part might need like a little bit of like reinforcement from some acetylpyrazine or like something that kind of passes as like an oatmeal flavor or something just to give it a little bit more body there. I'm sort of less sure about how to deal with that floral edge. I don't think it's overwhelming, but I think it's there. Maybe just a little bit more liquid amber would help kind of tone that down a little bit. I think if you were to go like a la mode with this and add some additional ice cream, it might sort of help with that floral edge. Maybe give something else to focus on in the recipe. I'm not sure it's going to go away entirely, but as it stands, it's not really overwhelming for berries. Yeah, that's not bad. I could even see like solo flavoring that, maybe with a little bit of sweetener just to kind of fill it out, make it hit the palate a little bit heavier. That might help tone down some of the florals there too. But yeah, that's actually really solid. So that's cool. Wild Berry Cobbler by Flavor West. It's not bad. So next I have S'mores by Flavor West. Again, 4%. Okay, this one's a little bit harder to break down. So I'm definitely getting a toasted marshmallow flavor out of it. I feel like it's doing the toasted part of the marshmallow really well. It doesn't have like a lot of that fluffy marshmallow body, but if you are going to have one thing wrong with a s'mores flavor, that's probably the easiest one to fix. Um, there's some decent graham cracker texture there. I wouldn't say it's like overpowering, but I feel like I am getting some graham cracker in there. The chocolate note's interesting. It's not quite creamy. It's not like a milk chocolate. I think it's working with whatever is making this taste toasted from the marshmallow, and kind of thinning it out a little bit, making it taste more like a chocolate liquor, like as opposed to like an actual milk chocolate bar. But it's definitely there, and it's not overpowering. It seems like it's pretty well in balance. Um, this again, pretty good. I think I'd add probably some TPA marshmallow in there, just because I don't necessarily want the extra dryness from like Flavor Arts marshmallow. I want kind of a creamier mouthfeel to sort of represent that marshmallow on the s'more. And I think TPA does a better job of that than Flavor Art, even though Flavor Art tastes a good deal more like a marshmallow. Yeah, graham cracker note's good. I'd pretty much leave that alone. The chocolate feels like it could use a little bit more richness to it, but as it stands, it's not a bad flavor. Again, I want to kind of crank it up and see what it does when it gets a little bit heavier, but as a solo flavor, it's not bad. Again, sweetener's going to be your friend here if you want like a really nice simple mix, but this one's definitely worth working with for me. Seems like it's been worth it to sort of mess around with the chocolate note just a little bit, mess around with that marshmallow just a little bit, but I think it could get you pretty close to a s'more. So, as I said, I'm not feeling 100%, so I'm going to go ahead and like towel my brow off because apparently I've decided it's time to bust into a flop sweat. Clear my palate. The choice of winners. Okay. So this is where it starts to get a little bit on the interesting side. So next we have Butterbeer by Flavor West. I have no idea what butterbeer is supposed to taste like. On the actual website, the picture they have of it is a mug of some sort of beer. So who knows what I'm getting into, but we'll give this a shot. So butterbeer at 4%. And again, my stomach isn't feeling fantastic right now, so we'll see what happens. Okay, that's interesting. It tastes like cream soda and fresh baked bread, actually. Uh, it seems to have like a like very sweet note to it, but it also has like kind of that like I'm almost going to say it tastes a little yeasty. Yeah, it's not like overwhelmingly yeasty, but there definitely seems to be like some yeasty warmth to it. Um, it's a little odd up against that like sort of more sweet cream soda body. It's not bad. It's like a medium density, so it isn't like overly rich and cloying, but it's two flavors that I don't necessarily really want to have together at the same time, at least solo. Hmm. So it kind of feels like a lot more mellow, sweeter version of Joy by Flavor Art. Like it has that same kind of like baked bread note, but definitely has that sugariness to it. I could actually see this one being fairly useful. Um, it might work well in something like a sweeter dessert bread, like a cinnamon roll. Actually, I think that sweetness would work really well with like an icing note in a cinnamon roll, and I think that like yeastiness with something like Flavor West cinnamon roll, it would go ahead and fill out some of that actual bready body a little bit more, and the sweetness here would sort of contribute to the icing note. I could even see it like adding some warmth and some body to something like a cinnamon raisin bread kind of vape. I think it might work well in like cereals and stuff like that too. Yeah, it's odd, but it's not bad. I don't think it's a solo flavor, but I think it will make a pretty good additive to like warmer dessert bakeries. Yeah, I kind of like that one actually. I think it will probably work well as an accent, sort of fill out those bakery profiles. Okay, so we have the one that I'm the least excited for, Flavor West Malt. So I've only just smelled this, and smelling it, it smells like dried up malt liquor. Like if you spilled some Steel Reserve on something and smelled it later. This is what it smells like cheap, dry, spilled beer, which doesn't sound like it's going to be a good time, but we'll give it a shot. 4% is where I'm a little bit worried about my stomach today. Yeah, that's interesting. So it's fairly sweet, I think, which kind of draws that comparison back to like malt liquor. But it does have like that slightly sour malt note to it. It pretty much vapes how it smells. It's a little rank, but it does do the malt thing pretty well. So if you can get beyond the fact that it's kind of like a weird flavor, I don't think there's anything particularly off here. It's on the sweeter side, which is a little off-putting, but malt grain itself is on the sweet side. That's where a lot of the sweetness and like beer and stuff comes through. Um, in terms of what you'd use it for, I mean, I think we've already established that beer vape isn't necessarily a good idea, but if you wanted to go back and add in some like Favore Yakima hops, something to sort of make a wetter body, I think this would work pretty well as a malt note there. Um, Malted milk by TPA is kind of awful. So I think in small percentages, and I think the key would be small percentages, you could use this with some creams to sort of get that malted milk thing. Maybe like the center and like Whoppers or something like a malt candy. I think if you went ahead and you added some chocolate to this, you could probably drag it more into like kind of an Ovaltine or like a chocolate malted flavor too. I think it might be an interesting accent there. Yeah, I was fully ready to hate this, and it's not bad. I think it's a specialized flavor, but I think if you're after malt, I think you could probably do a lot worse. So, congratulations to Flavor West. I made it through this without having to run out to the bathroom. Yeah, not bad overall. So I ended up liking that batch of flavors a lot more than I thought I was going to. So it's kind of a blank slate after this. I'm not sure what I'm doing for the next video. But I'll probably go back to testing some of the stuff that I picked up at the behest of Reddit for the proceeds from my first flavor pack. I was thinking that I'll probably go do some of the more metaphorically named, the more prosaic flavor art flavors, and try to figure out what the hell's going on with those, like Monsoon and Cocoon and all that fun stuff. So look forward to that. But thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful in some way, shape, or form. I will catch you later.